Previously on Tomb Raider 1. And with that, the adventure continues. Welcome back everyone to the Tomb Raider Marathon. I'm Jonathan Wolf, and today we are moving on to a brand new area in Tomb Raider 1. We're moving to Greece. Yes. Why Greece? Well, we'll see after this intro cutscene. But yes, now we're moving on to the next level, which is St. Francis Folly. Here we go. We get a cutscene before we start this level, so let's enjoy it.
Relocated now to St. Francis's Folly, new temptations torment me. Rumour amongst
my fellow brothers is that entombed beneath our monastery is the body of Teokan, one of the three legendary rulers of the lost continent Atlantis, and that with him lies his piece of the Atlantean Skion, a pendant divided and shared between the three rulers, which curbs tremendous powers. Powers beyond the Creator himself. My toes sweat at such possibilities, lying so close to my mortal self. Each night, I beat myself rid of these fantasies, but it is indeed a test.
Pierre, you litterbug.
Oh, that litterbug. Alright, so here we go. St. Francis Folly. And the moment you start the level, you see that Laura immediately pulls her guns out. And there's actually a really good reason why. It's because as soon as you start the level, we got these lions that spawn in. And you can actually go to a safe place by standing on these elevated platforms, either on the left or the right. And if you want to lure them back, just roll off or walk off and then just backflip again. Now, one very cool detail that I really love, that I really appreciate, is that there's both lions and lionesses, or you fight both lions and lionesses, because you can see this lion right here doesn't have a mane, but this one, you can actually see it does have a mane, which is really cool and a very cool detail that a lot of people don't actually notice. But yeah, here we go into the first room of the St. Francis Folly. The first thing we want to do is we have this movable block, and if we see the path, if we see the path of the block, you're going to see that there's actually two tiles with omega symbols. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to pull the block into this omega symbol first, and as soon as we pull it, we're going to get a camera angle to a door that is actually behind me. It's actually up there, or let me get a better angle. It's actually up there. And we actually need the block to be in that omega symbol, because that is going to be one of two steps that will actually allow us to open that door. The next thing we want to do is we want to push this block all the way to the end. And by placing the block on the second omega symbol, it will actually open that, well, you can't see it, but it will open that door that you see over there. Now, before we go in that door, we're actually going to go get the first secret, immediately. So, by standing on this block, we want to do a standing jump into this pillar. And then we want to do a running jump to that pillar over there. Now, there is you can see it. There's actually a large med pack on that pillar, but we're going to get it on the way to progress, essentially. And then we just want to just do a running jump into the secret. Now, this secret can be kind of difficult to get, or more specifically, this first jump. But essentially, what you want to do is you want to jump from this slope so you can land on that slope, so that you can actually have the ability to grab that ledge you see in front, that you see above me. Because if you try to do the typical like backflip, yeah, you're not going to reach the ledge. So what you got to do is you want to be on this edge. Essentially, you want to make sure that one of Laura's feet are like in that bar. Maybe you know what, this also works, like halfway, or you want to be like standing between, or your legs want to be in between this little like line. And then what you want to do is you want to jump forward, and as you slide backwards, you just want to do a backflip. And the reason why you slide backwards is because, actually I don't know why, but basically by jumping backwards, you will not accidentally veer to the left and right, meaning that you will actually land on the slope behind me, sliding forward. Because depending the angle you end at a slope, you'll either slide forward or backwards. But yeah, basically just jump, slide for a bit, then jump, and then as soon as you'll hit the slope, jump and hit the action button. And if you cannot grab this ledge, just keep trying again. Or if you hit your head on the wall or on the ledge. But yeah, basically for this next part, it's pretty simple. Just face the slope and then just jump forward, and then just hold the jump button. And then you want to press the action button to grab the ledge. And here we got secret number 1. And here we got a breakaway tile, which I guess they tell you that you should go down here and, you know, take it down. But I'm almost positive that fall is long enough to kill you at full health. So, yeah, let's not do that. Or if it doesn't kill you, it gives you like at 1 HP or something. And yeah, we actually want to keep our life because there's going to be a secret that we will have to take fall damage. Alright, so now we got to get down. And yeah, don't get down from there. Instead, you want to get down from the sides. Because if you fall down here, the fall is long enough for you to actually take fall damage. So yeah, be careful. Alright, so now let's go into this door. And we're going to take our shotgun out because we're going to fight some new enemies. Now, if you're lucky, yeah, as you can see, we can actually prevent the door from closing. But I'm just going to close it anyway just to, you know, have the puzzle right. But yeah, as you can see, we got these... Oh, I didn't kill him. We got these monkeys, these gorillas, which... yeah, we're essentially trapped with them. Except that we're not trapped with them, they're trapped with me. Alright, so now there are 2 levers in this room. This lever is going to open the door for you to exit this room. As you can see right there. And this lever is actually going to open that first door that we saw when we pushed that block into an omega symbol. Now, it will also open... Now, it will only open if you pull that lever and push the block into that other omega symbol. Now, what pulling the lever also did is that it also spawned a monkey. And we can actually just dispose of him very quickly. Now... Oh, yeah, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. There he is. Well, would you look at that? We got a French bastard right here. But yeah, as you can see, as soon as we finish this puzzle, we're going to fight Pierre. And unlike Larson, where you will... Oh, well. Unlike Larson, where you will actually encounter him at the end of the level, Pierre will actually encounter him throughout the Greek section of the game. And essentially what you want to do... And essentially what you got to do is you got to shoot at him enough times for him to go away. Now, this first fight is very simple. What you want to do is you want to... Oh, well. You want to stand here... And basically, you want to side jump, so you can actually be on a safe area. And once you hit him enough times, he will actually despawn as soon as he goes behind a wall. And as you can see, I'm actually shooting at the air, and I haven't let go of the I didn't let go of the action button. So yeah, this essentially means that if you start shooting at the air after finding Pierre a couple times, that means Pierre is gone. And you can continue on through the level with no problem. Alright, so now we have to go to the doorway that is right over there. Now, there's two ways you can actually do this. You can actually do the legit way, which is go to that pillar, then jump to that roof, and then go all the way around the perimeter. But the other way, that is honestly the way that I always do, is jump on this pillar where this large med pack is. And then what you want to do is you want to jump onto that platform right there. Now, you could try to jump on that platform, but the ceiling is a bit low to the point that it will actually push you down, preventing you from actually getting there. And I believe the fall is long enough to kill you, or high enough to kill you. But yeah, basically you just want to go to that pillar with the marking on the top. Then you want to move on the roof and then just get over here. And yeah, basically we just continue. I almost fell off, but we made it. We made it. There's no problem about that. All right, so now we have this section. And this section can be either really easy or very hard, because depending what you do, or depending the direction you slide off into the slope, will make it either very easy or very hard to get a secret. So what I'm going to do in order for an easier way is I'm going to slide backwards. So I guess I should mention this real quick. As I'm sliding backwards, I'm holding the action button so that when I get to the end, I will grab the ledge. So here we are. We are at the ledge, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up. This is gonna be a bit hard to explain, but I'm going to pull. But basically, an easy way to get into the secret is what you want to do is you want to pull up, slide down this slope, and as soon as you slide down, you want to hold the jump button so that as soon as you hit the slope that is below me, you will actually jump into the secret. So basically, pull up, do not press jump, and as soon as you fall off, hold the jump button so that when you get into that slope, you will actually jump into this ledge, and you will actually manage to get the second secret of the level. So yeah, I hope that it wasn't that complicated to explain. And you may also notice that in the water, there was actually an alligator, which we will fight eventually. Now, the proper way to go is down here. And I don't know if you can actually see it, but yeah, there's actually a lever over here. And what that lever is going to do is it's actually going to drain this water so that we can actually go beyond that gate that you see over there. And can we actually get the gator? Oh, I got a lock on him, but yeah, we're not going to get him. But yeah, we're going to kill him later. But yeah, instead of going there, we're actually going to go go the proper way, so to speak. And that's mainly because there is an opening here that will give us access to the third secret of the level. So yeah, 2 secrets back to back. Now you could also swim into this alcove from the ledge with the lever. However, you have to fight a bit of a current, which you may see it affecting me a bit right there. But you also have to avoid that gator, so you do want to be careful. But yeah, the reason we want to get that secret with the water is because when you drain it, the ledge will be too high for you to actually grab the ledge. So essentially, you're going to miss it. But yeah, once we drain the water, we can also fight this gator much easily, since we can actually fire our weapons. And yeah, as you can see, we open this gate, and we can now enter this hallway, giving us access to probably the most famous room in the entire game. But first, we'll save the game. And yeah, as you can see, we got this long vertical room where, yeah, if you mess up your footing, you will die. Now, the first thing we're going to do is want to run and jump over to this ledge. And by standing on this tile right here, we will spawn 3 bats. Now, you may also notice there's a bunch of more bats, but we're going to spawn them as we make our way through this place. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to drop down here, and there's going to be a lever in here. And by pulling it, we get access to Thor. You know, Thor, the Greek god of thunder. Yeah, some of these god names are... Considering the fact that we're in Greece, some of these names are a bit interesting. Like, for example, yeah, right there we got Neptune and instead of Poseidon. And luckily they actually did change it in a Tomb Raider Anniversary where Neptune is named after, or Neptune is named Poseidon and Thor is named Hephaestus. So yeah. Okay, so I'm standing on this tile, and by standing on this tile, or wait, let me restart. So right here we got a silver tile, and what this tile is going to do is you may kind of see it, but actually, yeah, you can actually see it, but you may notice that down at the bottom there's actually an opening. Well, it's now shut. And yes, over in that opening, that is actually the fourth and final secret of the level. And that tile right there will open the door. And as soon as you step off the platform, you're actually going to start a timer. Now, there's multiple ways to try to go down safely. However, the fastest and the easiest way to do this is to essentially drop down from the right if you're facing the wall. Now, that being said, you will take fall damage. Now, thankfully, I am at full health somehow. But yeah, we are not. But yeah, basically, the way that I like to do this is, and this is going to be a bit hard to explain as we move on, but basically, you want to run off, or you basically want to run, and then you want to roll right before the ledge so you can actually grab it and fall down. Or actually, I'm just going to show it. I'm just going to do it. So you just want to run, roll, grab, and let go, because by doing that, you'll actually minimize your damage. And then you want to roll and grab down, and then you want to jump. And then what you can do is you want to roll to take no damage, but you can also fall off and sacrifice some health. But if you're fast enough, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, the only damage we took was that initial damage, which is honestly not that bad of a damage, or honestly not that little damage that we took, which is awesome. Alright, so now right here we got another lever, and this will open the door to Atlas. And basically the idea of this level is, as you can see, we have this massive door with these massive bars, and you may notice that we got 4 keyholes. So yeah, we got 4 bars, 4 keyholes, which means 4 levers, 4 doors. Yeah, you essentially get the point. So yeah, I'm gonna save my game here because I actually never use this save crystal unless unless I get the secret. But yeah, there's a lot of save crystals in this vertical room, and the number one mistake a lot of people do when it comes to this level and the save crystals is that a lot of people use the save crystals as soon as they get access to them. Don't do that. Instead, I will give you recommendations when to save. Or you know what? I'm just gonna save alongside, or you can just save alongside with me. But yeah, now the idea is, since we're at the bottom, now the idea is to go all the way back to the top, but as we go to the top, we want to open the other doors so that we can have access to them as we go down. So yeah, essentially the best way to do this area is to just go all the way down for the secret, all the way up, opening the doors, and then go all the way down, getting the keys for that massive door. Alright, so as we go through here, we're going to get some magnum clips. However, as soon as you step on this ledge, you're going to wake up that bat. So let's dispose of him real quick. And let's move forward. Let's keep going. Alright. So now we want to do a running jump, and here we have a lever, and this is the second to last lever, and this will open the door of Neptune, which is all the way at the top. So yeah, we got a long ways to go. All right. Now you may notice there's actually a large med pack, but we're actually going to get it on the way to the Damocles room. All right, so now we are in this ledge, and you may notice there's actually a bat over there, and in order to wake him up, what you want to do is you want to do a running jump to this ledge right here. And this will activate 2 bats, so yeah. If you want to get all the kills, then you got to go for it. You gotta go for it. Alright, so now let's keep on climbing, which is through here. And by pulling up on this ledge, you're gonna spawn those 2 bats. They take 1 shot from the pistol if you're not missing like I am. So yeah, they're not that bad. Although that being said, if you don't kill them quickly, they can shred your health like nothing. Alright, and right here we get the final lever that will open the door to Damocles. And before we continue, there is a small med pack we can grab. And I don't know when, but by going through here, we will actually spawn or activate some bats. In fact, I can hear it, and I can see it. And I can kill it. Alright, so now let's move up. And by going up here, we will actually spawn some bats on that were on the roof. And by standing on this ledge, we will actually spawn a bat that was hanging on that ceiling right above Lara's head. And I think that's every bat killed. Yeah, I don't hear flapping, so yeah. So yeah, that's every bat in this room. Which means that we now have 4 enemies left to kill, and we're gonna be done with enemies. Now, I will say right now that now is a very good time to save your game, so you can actually use one of the save crystals if you haven't. However, this first room, we're gonna do the first trial, which is honestly not that difficult, which is the Neptune Trial. Now, as soon as you get into this room, there's going to be this giant pool, and there's going to be also this big old room, but there's really nothing in this room, which, yeah, it begs the question, what's the point of this large room? But essentially, the puzzle for this room is, as soon as you jump to this water, we're going to get sucked into this pool, and we cannot escape. However, to the left on the ceiling, there is this lever, or this alcove with a lever. And this lever is going to do 2 things. One is going to shut off the currents so that you can actually escape. But it's also going to open this gate, allowing you to claim the Neptune key. So yeah, basically the opening is right over here, and just go to the left as you enter. But yeah, the lever will also shut off the current, meaning that you can actually safely or fastly, or I guess you can actually get out, basically, because yeah, with the current you cannot get out. You can try to fight it, but you will fail. Alright, now, by doing the Neptune room, we actually spawned 2 lions at the bottom of the Folly, or of the bottom of this room. So, yeah, that's interesting. Am I going to save? I should save, actually, but I'm going to risk it. Okay, so in this room, we have a gorilla. Oh my god, he survived. Wow, look at that. Yeah, the shotgun can be sometimes very unreliable when it comes to trying to one-shot it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, look at that. He was 1 shot away. That's pretty hilarious. But yeah, that's the gorilla, and that's all the gorillas in this level. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so now we got the Atlas room. Now, as soon as you stand on this Omega symbol, we're going to open this gate. And as soon as we cross it, it's going to shut. And basically, we have to play a game of chicken. Now, there's 2 ways to actually do this. Now, you may notice the ledge. Well, you can barely see it, but let me try to... Yeah, you can actually kind of see the ledge. Well, yeah, you can actually see the ledge, like, on the top right of Lara's head. If you're fast enough, you can actually pull up and completely avoid the boulder. However, if you're not that daredevil enough, what you can do is you can actually go to the tile right before the slope, which I believe is the tile in front of me. No, it's not. It's the tile that is in front of me this time. But yeah, but if you go to the tile before the slope starts, which is the tile in front of me, you're actually going to activate the boulder. So what you want to do is you want to tumble or roll. And then what you want to do is you want to fall off and then hug the wall. And yeah, the boulder will just go over you. And what the boulder did also is that it landed on this pressure plate. And by landing on it, it will actually open the gate, allowing you to escape. But yeah, basically, I would have died. Or maybe I could have just jumped over it and took less damage. Because, yeah, that's actually one thing that you got to be careful with boulders. Is that if you get hit by a boulder while you're standing on the floor, the boulder will trample you and it will kill you instantly. However, if you jump, the boulder will do contact damage. But depending your life, you can actually survive. Which I believe with my life, I will actually be able to survive no problem. Alright, now I'm going to save my game, because next up is the Thor room. And the Thor room, it can be very difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But I have a very easy strategy to deal with the God of Thunder. So as soon as you enter this room, we're going to see this lightning ball just striking these silver tiles. And there are multiple, and I'm going to be completely honest, I have no idea how this thing works. I have no idea how this thing works or attacks. From what I've noticed, it's completely RNG, but sometimes the ball decides to target you if you step on the wrong tile. But essentially, in order to get through this room without taking damage, there's a very easy strategy to do when it comes to dealing with this ball. Now, what you want to do is you want to stand around close to the edge of the next tile, which is the second tile. I guess I can show you, which is the second tile from the left or the right. You can actually do this on either the left or right side. I actually tried it out, and you can actually do this. And then what you want to do is you want to do a standing dive, which you want to, and basically in order to do that, you want to press forward. You want to do a forward jump or a standing forward jump while pressing the walk button, which is R1. And by doing that, you can dive, and you will actually, yeah, you will not get struck by lightning for some reason, which I still don't get. I still don't get why that's the thing, but yeah, that's basically how you avoid the ball of death. And yeah, as you can see right here, we got Mjolnir, or a big ol' hammer, and basically we gotta play another game of chicken. Basically, as soon as we stand on that Omega tile, we're gonna hear some cracking, or some like rust, like cranking, like I'll show you. Yeah, you're gonna hear that cranking. However, if you stand long enough, you're gonna hear a little crack, like a clunk. And wow, that was a huge spit. But yeah, you're gonna hear like a little clunk. And what you want to do as soon as you hear that clunk, get out of the way. So basically, there's the clunk, and then get out of the way. And what the hammer smashing did is that it actually dropped this block right here that you can use to get on the upper floor, giving you access to the key that we need. Now, you can actually get on the ledge from that position, but I'm just going to play it one more time just because. Just because I can, damn it. Alright, so now let's push this block. And like I said, you actually move the block faster by pushing it rather than pulling it. So if you want to, if you're doing a timed run, push blocks as much as you can. Unless you're forced to pull it, in which case, yeah, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing else I can tell you. Alright, so now we can go up here, and up in this ledge, there's going to be a small med pack. I also love how the small med packs actually have a red cross, while in the in other versions, like the remasters, I think they actually have the green cross, since, you know, the red cross was like got a huge copyright, had like a huge copyright like trend, I guess, against a bunch of media that use the red cross. I mean, for example, Classic Doom got rid of the red cross and instead we got a pill. But then in the Unity ports and the remaster, and then the collection, or the re-release for the 30th anniversary, they're now a green cross. And the same applies, and basically that goes for the other versions. Okay, so here we got a very scary jump that we have to do, and if you miss, you will die. Now the best way that I found to, now the safest, if you feel that you cannot make it, what you can do is you can drop and grab, and you can actually pull up, and by doing this, you will be straightly aligned with the tiles. which might give you, which means that you're not going to go at an angle when you decide to do a running jump. And then after that, you just want to do a running jump, and then you just want to grab, and there you go. Very easy. And in here we can get the Thor key. Now by entering the Thor, by doing Thor's challenge, we also spawn Pierre at the bottom. And yeah, another safe way you can actually do this is by if you just jump into the block instead of grabbing the ledge. It's much safer to jump into the block. But yeah, by doing the Thor room, we actually spawn Pierre at the bottom. So now we got to deal with Pierre and 2 lions. But yeah, right here we just got to do the exact same thing we did last time. Just get on the edge. Get on the edge of the tile before the tile that is in front of the silver tile, and then just do a dive, and you will avoid the lightning. How? I have no idea, but again, I do not know how this thing worked. I do not know how that thing works. All right, we're gonna save our game. Yeah, we'll save our game. What the hell not? Why the hell not? And now I want to try to get rid of Pierre. And I think I got him. Yeah, I did get him. Wow, would you look at that? We also have some Leons to deal with. And, oh my god, Peter's going to run around there, isn't he? Alright. Yeah, he never actually... Yeah, that's weird. He never runs around over there. He usually goes into the secret, which is open, by the way. So yeah, that's actually very strange that he doesn't do that. But we can get some shots of the Leons, and we can just kill them eventually. Also, Pierre's shooting at me. Alright, so let's... Oh, come on now, Pierre. Stop cheap-shotting me, you French bastard. Yeah, this is very strange. He never goes into that place. He usually... Yeah, he usually just runs around where the lions are going. Or goes into the secret, but... Yeah, he managed to... Got a couple shots on me, but he also made it a bit easier to deal with. So that's awesome. Alright, so yeah, like I mentioned, we're going to get the large med pack. And now we're moving on to the final room, or the final trial, which is Damocles. And this is honestly the hardest trial of the 4. And that's mainly because it's hard if you don't know what you're doing. Alright, so right there we got the key, and you'll be like, okay, wow, that was pretty easy. Well, if you weren't observant, then you will not know what the gimmick of this level, or what the gimmick of this trial is. So, let's go back to the room. So, you may notice that in this room, we got a bunch of swords just hanging out on the ceiling. Okay, so that's not that bad. However, as soon as you pick up the key, you may notice that the shadow is now spinning. And by picking up the key, we now activated the swords, meaning that as soon as we get close to them, they're going to start raining down onto you. Now, the best way to deal with this room is to just walk. However, another thing you want to do is you want to walk at an angle from the sword. You don't want to walk directly to the swords. You want to go at an angle like this. Because as the sword... Oh, well, he got me. Wow, look at that. Well, I guess my technique was complete and utter baloney. But yeah, basically just go at an angle. There we go. That's what is supposed to happen. And yeah, basically, by going at an angle, you will avoid the swords. Now, I guess I should mention that the swords will only fall off if you walk next to a tile adjacent to it, or next to it, essentially. So essentially, if I move into the tile that is in front of me, that sword is going to rain down on me. And basically you want to, oh well, I did not see that sword. And basically you want to just go at an angle at every sword possible. Like so. And right here we got 2 more swords, so just stand here. And we're good to go. And yeah, there we go. I got hit more times than I would like to admit, but we managed to complete the Damocles room. And there's no enemies that spawn by beating the Damocles room. Or the Atlas room, I should mention. Alright, so let's go and use our keys. And the correct way to do them is to put them from left to right. So Neptune is first, but if you want, you can just side jump and just use the next key, which is Damocles. And yeah, basically just angle. Whoops. No. Yes, Laura, I want to use the key. Now, what's actually weird is that they put Thor last, although Damocles is the one that is at the bottom most, which, yeah, I don't get why. Also, we have the Scion, which we got in Tomb of Qualopec. However, the Scion doesn't do anything, so yeah, it's just there keeping you a reminder that, hey, you still have this, and it's good because you want this. But by placing all 4 keys, we open the door, and we can now end St. Francis Folly. And there we go. St. Francis Folly. I would say this is the level where, or this is the point where the game goes from good to great. Or in fact, it would go to amazing. Actually, no, it would go to amazing when we get to the level after the next level, in my opinion. But yeah, St. Francis Folly is a pretty good level. I love this level, and I will give compliment to Tomb Raider Anniversary because they managed to improve that level in every way, shape, and form, and that is awesome. But we're not at Anniversary yet. We still have to do, 7 other games before Anniversary, because yeah, we also have to do Tomb Raider Legend if we want to go before we get to Anniversary. But all in due time. All in due time. But with that said, we are done with this episode of the Tomb Raider Marathon. Thank you all so much for watching. And next time we meet, we're moving on to the second level of the Greek levels, which is... Oops, I dropped my controller. Which is the Colosseum. But until then, this is Jonathan Wolf, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy, everyone.